Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into a topic that's as beautiful and as challenging, and that is marriage. Whether you are married, newlywed, engaged, or you are just curious, stick around because marriage has a lot to teach us, and I'm here to share with you some of the lessons that I have learned. It's been 9 years of my marriage, and I'm here to share with you some of the lessons that I have learned along my journey. My name is Precious Chariots, and you are welcome. So the first lesson that I have learned is marry right. Marry right. You have to choose right. Marriage is one of the most significant decisions you will ever make in your life. So it's not just about a wedding day or a romantic moment. Oh my God, like some of you have planned out how your wedding gown is gonna be. No, it's about choosing someone to walk through life with. It's about choosing someone to walk through life with, day in, day out. That's why marrying right is very, very, very important. Marrying the right person matters so much. It matters so much. You have to marry well, for you to have one of the lessons that I've learned, that it all starts from when you are making the choice. It all starts from when you are making it. For you to have a good marriage, it all starts from when you are making the choice. Yes, you have to marry someone who shares the same value with you, someone that respects you. Your values must be similar. Yes, someone that respects you. Respect is non-negotiable in marriage. You have to marry someone that respects you. Yes, this is so important. The second thing that marriage has taught me is that without the help of God, you are done for in marriage. I can tell you that for free. You need the help of God. You can't afford to put God aside when it comes to your marriage. You cannot put God aside. You can't. You must consciously bring God in the center of your marriage. Just like the people at the wedding of Cana, because they brought Jesus into their wedding. Their wedding was able to. Jesus was there to always bring wine when the wine finished. So you have to bring Jesus into your marriage. If you don't have God in your marriage, that marriage will not be able to stand the pressure that comes in life, because there are a lot of pressures that come against marriages. I can tell you that. I've been married for 9 years. A lot of pressures, and you definitely need the help of God. Yes, for your marriage to work. Apart from, applying all the rules, all the things I'm going to share with you. The rules are good, but you really, really need to put God at the center of that marriage, for that marriage to work. Bring Jesus into your marriage. And if you are married right now and you're having any challenge, I want you to know that there's no problem that Jesus cannot solve. Just bring him, invite him, acknowledge. The Bible said, in all your ways, acknowledge him, even in your marriage, and he will direct your paths. So don't say marriage is physical. You need God, and you need the help of the Holy Spirit. I can tell you this. The Holy Spirit has helped me to bear the fruits of the Spirit in my marriage. There have been times that, the Holy Spirit, some things that the Holy Spirit will ask you to do are things that, conflict with your flesh. But I've realized that when you obey and do what the Holy Spirit is telling you, you see your marriage work. And you need to still on this spiritual matter, you need to constantly pray for your marriage, because the weapons of our warfare, they are not carnal. There are many forces fighting against marriages, I can tell you. Many forces. But when you pray for your marriage, you see things that should have led to very serious issues just become, you see mountains become plain just because you prayed about it. Yes, marriage is very, very spiritual, and you have to approach it spiritually. Yes, even as you apply the rules, pray for your marriage. It works. It works, I'm telling you. I've had situations that looked impossible, but when I prayed about it, every as in something that looked like a mountain became a plain. Something that looked, so big that, oh, I don't know what to do. Have you been in a situation that you don't even know what to do? I've been in such situations where I don't know what to do, and I prayed, and it worked, and it worked. Then the third thing is that love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. You must know this, that love in marriage is a choice. I've learned that love is a choice. Yes, love in marriage is a choice, not just a feeling. Because feelings fluctuate, feelings come and go. Today, some days, is the butterflies. How many of you have felt those butterflies? Some days is the butterfly, some days is well. But marriage has taught me that love is shown in your actions. Yes, that love is patient, love is kind. You can refer to, Romans chapter 13, where they talked about love, as in that love is patient, love is kind, love is choosing to stay, choosing to support, choosing to forgive. It's a daily commitment. Yes, love is not just a feeling. Doesn't matter how you are feeling. Love is not a feeling. I used to hear love is not a feeling when I was unmarried, but now that I'm married, I realize that, because sometimes you don't feel like you love your spouse, but you just have to be kind to them, respect them, and do everything that you have to do to make the marriage to work. I've also learned that communication is everything. Yes, the fourth thing I've learned is that communication is everything. You have to communicate. You have to communicate. Communicating is not just about talking. Communication involves listening. You have to be able to, listen to your partner, what the person is saying, and some things that the person is not saying. Someone can make a gesture and it will say a lot. Yes, you have to be able to agree to disagree. In marriage, misunderstandings happen. If anybody tell you that they don't have misunderstanding in their marriage, I don't think that person is telling the truth. Yes, misunderstanding happened, but learning to navigate those misunderstandings without having resentment is what strengthens the bond between you and your spouse. Yes, yes, and never, never underestimate the power of saying I'm sorry. Yes, when there is a miscommunication and the person is angry, please learn to say I'm sorry. Yes, it's because it's not about who is right, or but it's about what is right for the relationship. So communication builds understanding. Yes, when you communicate with someone, that person can be able to understand you. Yes, like someone like me, sometimes, in my own marriage, I'm not really the talker. My husband is the one that talks a lot, talks more than me, right? So sometimes he will tell me, you are not talking, talk to me. And one of the things I have learned is that for me, sometimes I can even say something in my heart and think that I've said it to my husband. And when he's now talking to me, I will tell him, I thought I told you this, but I now realize that I just said it in my heart and I never communicated it with him. Yes, communication prevents misunderstanding and miscommunication. You have to communicate. Don't just say things in your heart. Let your partner know what is going on in your heart. This one, you need to hear this. No one is perfect. One thing I've learned is that no one is perfect. Not even you. Yes. You have to, I've learned to embrace imperfection. The earlier you embrace imperfection in your marriage, the better for you. Yes, because marriage is not, all about finding someone who is flawless. Because nobody is actually flawless. Nobody. Not even you. Everybody has flaws. It's all about loving someone despite their flaws. I have learned to love my husband despite his flaws. When he acts in those ways that are funny, I just say he's a human being. That's why he's acting like that. So marriage will expose your flaws. Everyone has flaws. And it's the person that is living with you that can see your flaws. In fact, living with someone day in, day out means that you see the good, the bad, and the messy. Yes. That's why, as you're going into marriage, please let me just tell you now. You know that your long list of expectations that you have, please, I'm begging you, tear it. Yes. We women, we have the gift of fantasy. We can fantasize. You fantasize about how the man is, blah blah blah. It's good to have fantasies, but as you're entering marriage, Biko, I am telling you now, please, remove those your fantasies aside, because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. And people will not be exactly like your fantasies. I used to have those fantasies. But thank God I advised myself. And I'm advising you now. Please. It's good to fantasize, but please let those fantasies not be the expectations that you put on your spouse. I know that with the pressure of social media, the perfect couple pictures you see on social media, there is this pressure to be a perfect couple. Please, if you are trying so hard to be the perfect couple, please let go of the pressure of trying to be a perfect couple. Yes. Or to have a perfect partner. In fact, you will enjoy more peace, more joy, more connection in your marriage if you let go of the pressure of being a perfect couple, a perfect partner. Even though you are working on your marriage, but no one is perfect, and you will not have, it's not possible to have it's not possible for your spouse to be perfect. Another thing that marriage has taught me is that marriage is a union of two forgivers. Yes, you have to be willing to forgive and even apologize, even when you know that you are not wrong. Even when you know that you are not wrong, I'm telling you, you have to forgive. For me, there have been times that I've had to forgive my husband, even apologize, even when I knew that I was not wrong, just for peace to reign. Yes, forgiveness is something that you practice in marriage. It's not something that you just hear. In marriage, you practice forgiveness. It is in marriage you will understand what Jesus said when he said, if your brother should sin against you 70 times 7, you should forgive them 70 times 7. And I know that none of you, your husband have never, or your wife has never offended you 70 times 70 times. It's not even possible. It's not possible for someone to offend you 70 times 70. So if your spouse have not offended you 70 times 70, 7 times, 70 times 7 times. So forgiveness is non-negotiable. You have to be able to forgive. Yes. You have to be able to forgive. Sister, brother, forgive. Mistakes will always happen. You cannot avoid mistakes. What matters is how do you respond. Holding on to grudges, or holding on to, people have become I don't know, they can hold on to grudge, and some people are now masters at pointing out flaws. They never see any good thing that their spouse does. Their eyes is set on looking for faults. Please don't be like that. When you are always looking for faults, you are a nag. You are a nag. No matter the mistake your spouse have made, whether a minor annoyance or a major mistake, forgiveness is what helps you to move forward together. You have to move on. Let it go. Let it go. Forgiveness is not just a gift for your partner. It's a gift for your relationship. It's a gift for your relationship. Yes. Let that hurt go. I've had to let hurts go. Yes. For my marriage, this is one of the things that I have practiced in my marriage, and it has worked for me. You have to let go of hurts. Then another thing is that no marriage. I don't know what have happened in your marriage and you feel like I can't do this anymore. I'm done. You can be done. You cannot be done because this journey is forever. No marriage is irredeemable. No matter what has gone wrong in your marriage, that marriage can be redeemed. And divorce is a choice that you can make. You can choose not to make. I know your spouse have done something wrong, what they did, if you hear it, this one will happen. Leave that thing you are saying. See, let me tell you, some of our mothers that have stayed so long in marriage, if they tell you what they saw, or some of our fathers that have stayed so marriage is, there's nothing that will have happen in your marriage that have not happened in somebody's marriage. That's why you shouldn't be in a hurry to bring your marriage to social media. I saw, someone posted something that happened in their marriage on social media, and you need to see the advice that people were giving her. Please, if you are looking for advice, please don't bring it to social media. That's why you need mentors in your marriage. I'm still going to come to that. You need mentors. Marriage is not social media is not a place to carry your problem and go to and start asking questions. The advice that they will give you, it will even kill you or destroy your marriage. Please, when you have a question to ask, please seek out for mentors. That brings me to the next point. Every marriage needs a marriage mentor. There have been things that would have destroyed my marriage if we didn't have mentors. Yes, we have our marriage mentors that have spoken to us, that have counseled us even in difficult situations, and we're able to navigate it and become better. So please, if your marriage does not have a mentor, please get a mentor. Look for someone that your husband listens to. Yes, get a mentor. Make sure you're married. You must have a marriage mentor. Look out for mentors that have your interest at heart. Yes, every marriage needs a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, seek out for mentors. Your pastor can be your mentor, or there are marriage counselors around, but seek out someone that has your interest at heart to mentor you in your marriage. And another thing I have learned in marriage is that you have to be intentional. You just have to be intentional. See, let me tell you, a good marriage will not fall on your laps. I'm telling you this for free. A good marriage will not fall on your laps. You see all these beautiful marriages that you see around, they are all intentional. You have to be intentional about the way you talk. You have to be intentional about the way you dress. You have to be intentional about getting knowledge. You don't, in fact, see, your marriage cannot do well if you don't constantly renew your knowledge. Yes, some things that you know now have expired. Go and get new knowledge. And I'm talking to the men. Don't leave it for your wife alone. Go and get knowledge. Get knowledge on how to treat your husband. Get knowledge about get knowledge about how to treat your wife. As a woman, get knowledge on how to treat your husband. Get knowledge. Yes, it is through getting knowledge that I started to know about, love languages. You have to get knowledge. You have to get knowledge. Through getting knowledge, you can understand how a man thinks and how a man talks, how to deal with a man. Yes, go on. You have to be intentional about getting knowledge. This year that we're entering, 2025, go and get knowledge. Be intentional about your marriage. The grass is not greener on the other side, though. Can I break the news to you? The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is green where it is watered. If you don't water your marriage, it will not be good. Me personally, I used to be the chairman of people that would say, don't worry, it's gonna flow. My sister, my brother, it's not gonna flow. If you are not intentional, it's not gonna anything. It's not gonna flow. Your marriage is not a river. It's not gonna flow. So please be intentional about everything. It's all about intentionality. And when you are intentional, you will see your marriage work. Yes. You have to be intentional about complimenting your spouse. You have to even be intentional about sex. I know women will not want to hear this, but you have to be intentional about giving sex. You have to be intentional about your marriage. Then, another thing that has helped me, let me not forget this one, is knowing what submission means to my husband. Men are different. You have to know, what does submission. In fact, one of my mentors told me this, and it has saved my marriage. What does submission mean to your husband? What does love mean to your wife? What is their love language? You have to know it and speak that language. For a long time, I was doing everything to please my husband, but he will always say that I'm not listening to him. But do you know that since I have realized what is his love language and what submission means to him, I have seen myself winning back his love, and it's as if my marriage is now new. As I'm talking to you, I have a new marriage. I'm not married to a different person, the same man. But because I have learned to realize what submission means to him, and I do it, and I see him being happy. Yes, because your joy is that your spouse is happy. If your spouse is not happy, how will you even be happy? How will you be happy? That your spouse is not happy and you're happy. So know what submission means to your husband and do it. Your husband, submission might not mean washing his clothes. So even if you wash clothes from now till tomorrow, he will still not be happy. So you have to know, what does submission mean to my husband, and what does love mean to my wife, and you speak that language. When you keep speaking that language, you will see your marriage turn around for good. You will see your marriage turn around for good. I don't see myself that I know everything. I'm still learning, but I know that from those few points of mine, I'm just joking. I know that from the things that I've shared with you, that you have learned something, and I see your marriage taking a new turn. I see your marriage taking a new turn. Please, okay, before I say that, my name is Precious Chariots. Don't forget my name. My name is Precious Chariots, and I want you to like this video. I want you to subscribe to this channel, and I want you to share this video with your friends. Don't listen alone. Don't be stingy. I know you are not stingy. So please don't listen alone. Share with your friends. Invite someone to watch this video. And if there is anything you have learned in your marriage that you need to share with me, I want to hear about it in the comment section. If there is anything that you have learned in your marriage that you would like to share with us, I would like you to drop it in in the comment section, and I would like to learn from you. Yeah, I would like to learn from you. Do have a wonderful day. Bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Bye bye. Love you.